Hello, and I'll be explaining to you how I made this speaker. I had everything pre-wired beforehand and tested. This is the crossover setup that I used. I used the simple on and off switch to toggle everything from on to off. I used two 18650 cells as well as a dedicated charger over here, and also a protection board for the cells here. These are the speakers that I used: a CAN-Z full range driver and two fantasy woofers that are also full range. Here are the backs of the speakers. The CAN-Z speaker I have pre-sealed, and these are two fantasy woofers that were rusted and I still use because they look pretty cool. They are 4 ohms, 3 watts each. I have them wired in series, and then the CAN-Z speaker I have passing through a capacitor. This is the motherboard that I used. It is a simple Bluetooth board with a simple 3 watt amp. This is the Bluetooth IC here, and the amp here. This is a better shot of it. So this little amp here drives all 3 of the speakers in this build. This is only 3 watts, and this is the Bluetooth IC over here. This is the 3.5mm audio jack that I used. So I have it wired in mono, and this is everything wired up and in one convenient shot. I used a cornflakes box to make this speaker, and this size cutout I used and just made the speaker around these measurements here. This is the better photo. I glued all of the edges really well as the battery pack right in the center, and I used 2 passive radiators that used to be 2 ordinary speakers on the side here and here. So the coil used to be here, and the basket used to be on here, but I cut it off and I'm using them passive. They were all already blown, so I don't have to worry about losing them. This is the woofers mounted in the box now, here and here. This is with the positive radiator pushed in as far as it will go. There is still room for air to pass through. This is with it pushed out as far as it will go. There is more room, and this is when it is just sitting. There is still, it won't rattle against the frame of the woofer. This is with the CAN-Z speaker now in, and then I glued in the Bluetooth board right on the back. I glued it underneath here, and then I sealed it around here. This is the front view, so all the wires are tucked underneath here. Then I braced it with 2 pieces of cardboard glued together, just to add strength and to prevent the enclosure from flexing. And I also mounted the on and off switch as well as the auxiliary port here. This is when I was putting on the 2 top panels, and the charging board for the batteries was mounted here so that you could see the LEDs when it is charging and fully charged. I used smaller pieces of cardboard around the corners and the front here to finish up the enclosure. And this is the build basically finished, and I put it to charge, so the red LED is on here and it shines through here, and when it's finished charging it will light up blue. This is the back view. So this is slanted down a bit, and this here is level. When I put the glue along the outside here and here, since it was so hot, air was trapped underneath the glue and it made bubbles. You can see them a bit clearer here, but overall it turned out pretty well. And this build took about, I think it was 41 minutes. Yeah, 41.36. So yeah, this is the build, and I'll be testing this speaker in the future. Thank you for watching.